Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch, where tonight we have gathered for yet another installment of the Curious Cats of Mao from the Realms of Pugmire. Before we dive into our gameplay tonight, a couple things I want to make sure that you are aware of. This is the final week in our sales, both over at Indie Press Revolution for Exalted, as well as the Cosmic Horror sale over at Drive Through RPG, where we have various Masks of the Mythos for Scion stuff on sale. I'm going to throw those links in the chat so that y'all can check that out. So we are in the last days. If you've been waiting for the last minute, the time is now. Go pick those up. Speaking of things over at Drive Through RPG, I want to make sure that you know that the Diplomacy and Conflict tasty bit for Trinity Continuum Aeon has dropped. That is this last Wednesday's release. And that is over at Drive Through RPG as well. Just give me one moment and I'll get that link for you. Oh, helps when you put the proper command in. There we go. That ought to take you where you need to go. Yeah, this is an add-on with some various different tips, tricks, and ideas for running stories based around more diplomatic relations in Trinity Continuum Aeon. A good thing, good handy add-on to have. Also, just want to make you aware to keep an eye on Monday meeting notes because we should soon be having the StoryPath Ultra Core Manual coming to Backer Kit. So exciting times for that. Keep an eye out for that. We will be, once again, we're playing Curious Cats of Mao. This is an expansion for the Realms of Pugmire, the Pugmire 2nd Edition. Both are available for pre-order through Backer Kit right now. And I would go so far as to say that Realms of Pugmire is soon. We should expect it soon. You can head over to Curious Cats now and pre-order that. So keep your eye peeled for that. All right. All that done, let's dive into it. When last we had met, our heroes had been traveling through the fearful forest. On their way through, they were attacked by a pair of forest sharks. These forest sharks, after dealing significant damage to the party, though not to the other caravan members that you were traveling with, fortunately, you heroically prevented them from suffering any real harm. But they did give you a bit of a run for your money, and Bones managed to hop on one of their backs and ride them deep into the woods, where they were finally killed, I believe, by a shot from Lucy, if I'm not mistaken. And you were able to salvage some of their skeleton, and then you were able to set up camp there in the fearful forest and get a restful night's sleep. You have advanced and are continuing your journey toward Mutt Town and then eventually Hountain. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and meet our cast. So if you could, Sarah, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote.
I am Sarah Sharnover, she, her. I play Rouge, also she, her. And I don't know, I play games on Twitch on Thursdays and Fridays. I talk about writing on YouTube, ghosts accidentally. And that's at I'm Wordsmith Sarah everywhere, so that's Wordsmith Sarah Writes. But yeah, that's it.
Sweet. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Next up, that brings us over to Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am stolen fires pretty much everywhere, including also here on Twitch, where I will be on my channel tomorrow playing some Cyberpunk Red.
Awesome. And last but not least, that brings us over to Milena, your pertinence, please.
Hi, my name is Milena. My pronouns are she, they. I am a personal trainer slash illustrator in Chicagoland, and I'm playing Bones, the horny for bones necromancer.
Indeed, indeed. So yes, our motley crew has managed to get themselves some extra food and a little bit of extra plastic by signing themselves up to accompany this caravan that's headed for Pugmire. You have a couple of days travel to get through the fearful forest and over into Mutt Town before you'd be in relative safety. As you're making your way through, Buddy gets a spot of a stomach bug and has to ride in the merchant caravan as he's dealing with possibly some bad food that he ate, or maybe just a bit of a flu. But it does take him out of the guard duty, at least for the moment. But the rest of you are able to remain vigilant and keep wandering. You don't have to worry so much about navigating. That's being handled by other parties, but you should probably keep an eye on what's going on around you. So as you are traveling along with this caravan, and I believe we had established there were 3 wagons, what's your plan? Do you have a marching order? Do you want to anybody riding on roofs to keep an eye out? Anybody just walking along the side? What's your plan? Where is we'll go in reverse order. Where's Bones going to be?
I'm gonna be in the very back.
Okay. Are you like walking on the ground in the very back, or are you riding in the rear sort of cart?
The rear cart, and I'm looking back to whatever's coming from behind us.
Okay. All right. And then what about Lucy?
I think Lucy's gonna look for like whatever's highest gives the best vantage point. That's where they'll be.
Okay, so one of these coaches that you're
Mhm.
riding on does have like a solid roof as opposed to
Yeah.
like having like a what's the word I'm looking for, like a cloth, covering.
Hmm.
So you are able to perch up on the roof, and I'll give you a boon to your uh, notice checks as long as you're up there.
Yeah,
Um,
to make sure that the my gun is loaded and primed.
Glorious. And then where is Rouge going to ride?
Probably on the cart, the nearest cart to the front. So that I can just keep an eye on what's coming up.
Okay. So I'm sorry, the nearest cart to the front, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you broke up for a minute there. Um, so why don't we have each one of you go ahead and give me a cunning roll using notice, and you can have a boon on this. So you will roll 2 dice and take the better result.
Okay, so remind me how it works. My cunning is +1. So what kind of dice do I roll?
So you'll
A
roll a 20 side.
20 side.
And you will add not only your cunning, but you'll also add. Do you have the notice skill?
Yes.
All right, so then you'll add your experience bonus, which is now 2 as well.
Okay. $18.
Excellent. And what did Rouge get?
Well, I can't tell you that because I can't find my right.
Oh, okay. Digging up your character sheet.
This is not the leveled one, so I don't know where that one is.
Let me see if I don't know. I don't think you sent it to me, did you?
No, I wouldn't know. It doesn't appear to have saved.
Okay, if you want to just go over, I remember what we did to level you. So, what you would need to add is your you need,
Just my biggest question is my XP bonus +2.
yes.
Okay. Then I know the answer and I can work with what I got right now. We can work on that later.
Cool.
I just got a 10.
Okay, excellent. So, as you're rolling along, you enter into an area where it seems that the trees have formed kind of a clearing, giving way to like smaller brush, basically, almost largely dominated by like grassy growth. But there's a couple of logs down there, a couple of busted branches, and a couple of shrubs that seem to have grown a little bit larger. But as you're probably about a third of the way through this patch, this clearing, Bones, you notice that some of the fruit that appears to be growing on some of this brush, maybe berries or whatever, looks weird, looks odd, looks almost meaty.
Ooh, gross. I will go, Lucy, do you see that? That weird meat fruit?
Uh, so I rolled a 12, and I assume once she points it out, it can be like, huh.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it possible to essentially get off the train to go examine it?
Yeah, you can absolutely hop down. I'm not going to make you roll or anything for that. Are you going to have them stop?
Yeah, if they're willing to stop, I'll ask them to stop just for like a minute
Sure.
and just wander over and
I'll
poke.
hop over and go with Lucy. I feel like I'm holding a bone out like I'm gonna touch it. Like, it's a finger bone, no less. Like
I've got
is
the
it?
handle of my whip, and I'm like holding it in reverse, like a stick, like poke.
All right. You start poking it with the stick. And you poke it one time, nothing. Two times, nothing. As you poke it the third time, vines start shooting up throughout the entirety of this clearing,
Oh no.
gripping and grabbing at everyone. I would like each of our heroes to go ahead and give me an agility test. So the way this would work is you'll roll a d20. You will add your agility bonus, and if you have agility as marked as one of your proficient tests, you would add your proficiency bonus as well.
I rolled an
Let's do-
8.
So
My bonus is 5. I rolled a 3.
ooh,
No shit.
icky. How about you, Sarah? What'd you get?
I was asking if I rolled it too, but nobody answered me.
If you rolled, yeah, everybody rolls it. Sorry.
Okay. 19.
All right,
Ooh,
so
nice.
you're good. What about Milena? What'd you get?
I got a 10.
Okay, so these
No.
vines shoot up and start grabbing a hold of you. as far as Bones and Lucy goes, you are both given the immobile condition as this.
What if it's my unnatural rebuke?
Unnatural rebuke, I believe, is only triggered if you are dealt damage, which this has not done yet.
Yes. Okay.
I will double check that though.
Don't touch
Yep.
me, bitch.
When you are dealt damage by a successful attack, you have not yet been dealt damage.
Okay, so I'll just hiss and.
And what this has done is inflicted the immobile condition on you and Lucy, but Rouge is clear. So I'm just going to get the text of immobile for you so that you know exactly what that covers.
I'm immobile.
There we go. So when you are immobile, you cannot take any move actions. Attack rolls against you have a boon. Attack rolls and agility tests that you make are made with a hindrance.
Boo.
I will just go ahead and toss that in the Zoom chat so y'all have got it. Or not in the Zoom chat, I'm sorry, in the Discord chat. Now you may all go ahead and make an agility check for your initiative. This is not an agility test, so it is not affected by the immobile condition,
Okay.
fortunately.
So it's just a d20 plus agility.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Now I roll well.
8 plus 1, so 9.
I got a 20.
Damn, girl.
I know. Finally, I'm rolling well, but it's always on initiative.
Ain't that just the way?
So we got 8 for Bones.
9.
9 for Bones, sorry. We got a 20 for Lucy. What did Rouge get?
13.
13, excellent. And Buddy is not going because Buddy's very ill. But I will go ahead and add.
I knew we shouldn't have poked it. The curiosity got the best of me.
And we'll see what that wound up with for initiative. Just a moment. So it will act on a 3.
Oh, no. Oh, that's good, right?
Yeah, it's going after all of you.
Good.
So now you can see that the tendrils have shot up pretty much everywhere throughout this clearing. There's tendrils that are working themselves around the caravan wheels. They're grabbing onto the horses that are pulling the caravan. And they're, of course, have grabbed Lucy and Bones. The first action goes to Lucy. What would you like to do in light of this this handsy terrain?
I have a crowbar in my rucksack, and I would like to do that to either pry or smash the vines off of me.
Okay.
So what would I roll for that?
So you are attempting to basically pry yourself free.
Yes.
Okay, you can make a might test at difficulty 14. You will have a boon on this test because you're using the crowbar.
Okay. That's good because my might is -1.
Yikes.
Awesome.
14! Hooray!
Heck yeah.
Excellent. You pry yourself loose, and it begins sort of flopping about. Doesn't seem to have done any damage to it, but you are now free to move around, at least for the moment.
Okay. In that case, I would like to take a movement action to get back up on the top of the carriage.
Sure, you absolutely can do so, and you still can act normally. You basically get a free chance to break free at the beginning of your turn. So I'm going to rule that you can still act normally because you're basically doing a breaking
Okay.
free.
In that case, so these are vines coming out of the ground.
Yes.
Is there a place where like they're more concentrated or where it looks like they might be like centered on?
Doesn't so much seem to be that as like you can see that there are the various, as I said, like the fleshy berries that seem to be growing off of the bushes and the shrubs, but there doesn't seem to be a place where it's a thicker collection of these vines. It seems like they're pretty well evenly distributed everywhere.
In that case, I'm gonna aim for the weird fleshy fruits and try and shoot one.
Okay, go ahead and give me your attack roll with your pistol, please.
That was what I was expecting Lucy to do when I pointed them out. Let's go poke him instead. What could go wrong?
13.
Excellent.
Yeah, next time I'm keeping my paws to myself.
Did you add? Is that just your agility you added to it?
I believe so.
You also add your experience bonus because you're proficient with your guns.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be a 15, right? So
Yes.
that absolutely does hit. Amazingly enough.
Oh, I roll full damage. So that does 10 points.
Nice. You blast away the shrub, and this doesn't seem to have deterred it much. You see that there are, vines sort of flailing around. If anything, you think it's either hurt or angry based on the way it's reacting. But it also seems to be reacting throughout as if this is all one giant interconnected organism.
Okay. So my thought is just run away. Like not me personally, I will not abandon my team, but I will just yell, "We gotta run!"
All right. You shout out, "We gotta run!" And then
That will be my turn.
I need everyone else in the team to make a presence test at difficulty 15, but you do have a boon on it because you are now accustomed to gunfire.
It does another 20.
Yep.
Uh, 17.
Nice.
14.
All right. All right. Do you want to use a fortune to re-roll yours for Rouge?
Don't really care.
All right. So you are frightened of the gunfire and can't get any closer to the gunfire, but otherwise can act normally. Bones, you do not succumb to the gunpowder panic. So that brings us around to Rouge. What would you like to do as Lucy has shouted, "We need to get out of here"?
Can I go toward the carts without going toward Lucy?
Yeah, I mean, you're effectively on a lower plane. So you can, if you're ducking down and staying under the carts, I would say that's absolutely in the spirit of the way you should be reacting to gunpowder panic.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right. Now, while you're down there, do you want to try to cut loose the wheels on those carts?
Sure, I'll do that.
All right. What kind of weapons you got?
I have a cutlass.
Awesome. Go ahead and make that attack roll with your cutlass, please. And you may have a you may have a boon.
19.
19. Excellent. So you slice the wagon that you're next to free. It is no longer immobilized and it starts rolling forward. That will bring us around to Bones. What would you like to do?
I want to get free from the tangles of this vine.
All right. You get an agility, or you can use a might test and difficulty 14 to rip free.
Okay.
If you have any tools you'd like to use to help with that, you may
My
do so.
filleting knife.
You can. I'll let you use your filleting knife, and we'll give you a boon on that.
Cool. Ooh, thank God for the boon, maybe? Yes, nat 20, baby.
All right, you slice yourself free, and in fact, in doing so, you manage to deal it an additional 4 points of damage. As the vines sort of flop about. Again, you get the sense that this is an interconnected organism that is sharing pain.
Yeah, good.
Right on. What would you like to do with your actual action now that you're free?
I will hop onto the carts that are leaving. Are all the carts leaving, or is there more carts that need to be cut out?
Only the first cart is able to actually roll forward. Now you can see that I'm assuming Rouge is slinking on the ground, getting ready to cut the second one free. But as of right now, only the first one is free.
And how many are there? 3?
3.
So I'm gonna go to the third one to cut that one free.
All right, so you're gonna drop down on the ground and take a slice at it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your attack roll, and you may do so with a boon.
Okay, and that will be a 20 plus my what?
That'd be plus your agility and your 'cause you're using a dagger, right?
Yeah,
Well, it'd be your choice of agility or might, and then your experience bonus.
that's 10.
Okay. You slice, and it's too thick for you to cut through. You don't think your filleting knife's going to do it.
What if I inflict wounds on it?
You can try that next round, because you're already stabbied.
Oh man.
All right. That brings us around to the gripgrass. The gripgrass is going to make its 3 grab attacks, one against each of you. So the first one is coming at Lucy. Now, excellent. That's a botch. So as it reaches up to swipe at Lucy, you kind of roll off to the side, and it kind of tracks your movement and winds up ripping its own limbs basically off of the cart that you were standing on. So the middle cart is now free.
Awesome.
With the second action, it's going to take a swipe at Rouge. Not much better. I assume a 10 does not hit you. So it swipes around. And the third one, it's going to try to reach up and grasp Bones off of the roof. That one absolutely will hit, I would assume. What is your defense?
12.
So yeah, so they got a 19. So that hits, but because the gripgrass is a creature known as a colossi, that means that if it makes a melee attack against a regular character sized creature, you get to make an agility test anyway to avoid the damage. Because it's so big, you can reasonably roll out of the way.
Okay.
So you have to make an agility test. It is at difficulty 14.
So I do my dice plus my agility plus my experience bonus.
Are you proficient with agility tests? It should say next to, like, where you have your attributes written.
Yes.
Next to that should be,
It's colored in.
yes. So then, yes, you are proficient with agility.
So that's 14.
That's 14. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you basically you get knocked off of the roof, but it doesn't hurt you. You like roll with the punch, basically.
Okay.
And you land on the ground. And that brings us to the top of the new order. So, as you are beginning, so just so that I'm clear on this, Lucy's the only one that's not actively on the ground, right? At the moment? Okay.
I think so.
So, since we're going back to the top, it goes back to Lucy. It is your action. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone or any of the wagons that are still stuck?
Yeah, the rear wagon is still stuck. Nobody got it loose.
All right. So what I'm gonna try and do is jump from the wagon where I'm at to the rear wagon,
Okay.
and then like sort of dangling myself from the roof, try and smack at the vines from there.
All right. What are you going to smack the vines with? The crowbar or?
Yeah, the crowbar seems to be the only tool that I have that seems like it would work, because other than the pistol, I have a whip, and the whip doesn't seem like that would be effective.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and make a might check? I'll let you add your experience bonus to it.
Okay.
And we'll see what we land on.
17.
Not too bad. That is exactly what you need. Go ahead and give me a d6 plus your might.
4.
Excellent. So as you rip it loose, again, there's like a wave of shaking goes through the entire clearing as the plant seems to feel some sort of pain, and you rip the vines free from holding the rear wagon. The Wagoneers definitely all like, do not spare the horses as they start trying to build up speed to get the hell out of here. That brings us down to Rouge. What would you like to do?
Can I climb up onto the wagon?
You can. Because you're starting your turn on the gripgrass, basically, you'll need to make an agility test at difficulty 14. But I'll say if you make that, then you also got up on the wagon safely. And again, this won't cost you anything because it's a test you get to make as part of the turn. Like it doesn't take you an action. This is reflexive.
Okay, yeah, I got a 20 total.
All right, yeah. So you basically pull yourself up on the underframe as the vines are grabbing at you and then skitter around up the side. What would you like to do?
Oh, I can still do stuff?
Yeah, you can still take an action, absolutely. Because effectively it was your reflexive resistance was what you were rolling.
I don't have anything to do, to be real, because I have a cutlass.
I mean, you can still swipe down, try to, if nothing else, keep it from building up on the cart that you're on.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, go ahead and give me a attack roll.
15.
Excellent. You swipe around. Go ahead and roll the damage for your cutlass real quick.
7, 8.
Sweet. So yeah, you dive into it, and once again the vines start shaking. You start to hear rattling among the vines shaking as well. And that brings us around to Bones. Bones, first off, give me an agility test at 14, please.
Yes, sir. 21.
You easily avoid getting caught up by any of the vines. You hear that rattling as well. What would you like to do?
Eldritch Blast.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll your spell attack, please.
So that's a 20
Yep.
plus
And you add your experience bonus and your spell casting attribute, which, if you're a mancer,
it's intellect.
yes.
So 13.
All right. You fire the Eldritch Blast, and it doesn't seem to do a whole lot of damage to the organism overall, but you do blast away what appeared to be like a pile of leaves, but you now realize might have been like something akin to like a lip or like the pods the Venus flytraps have.
Yeah.
Because as you blast it, it spits out like a rib cage.
Ooh, like real bones?
Like
oh,
real bones.
somebody's gonna have to stop me from jumping down and going to grab that rib cage.
And that brings us down to the gripgrass itself. It is going to take its 3 attacks, trying to snatch up the 3 wagons. So I will have each of your defenses stand in for those wagons, since you're all basically each guarding one. So we'll just go in order. The first one is going to go ahead and take a swipe at the wagon that Lucy's on. With their attack bonus, that's a 13. Does that beat your defense?
My defense is 13.
Okay, so it does hit. So as it hits, they smash the wood on the side of the wagon. The wood starts to splinter as they deal a not small amount of damage to it. So they deal 13 points of damage to the side of the wagon. They like break through the wood on the side of that wagon. Wagon is still functional, but there's a big hole in the side of it now. Next, they go for the wagon that Bones is riding on. What is Bones' defense?
My defense is 12, unless my leveling up added to that.
No, it didn't. But shockingly enough, they miss, but barely. It barely misses you. Like it scrapes on the side of the wagon, but you manage to knock it away with your paw. And lastly, this is a 16. And what is Rouge's
13.
defense currently? Okay. So Rouge's wagon is also hit and takes 6, 12, 18 damage. This knocks one of the wheels off. The wagon is still dragging along, but it's literally moving at half the pace because it is busted up. We'll go ahead and move you all because, correct me if I'm wrong, you were at the one on the front. Is that correct for Rouge? So that's going to maximize y'all's speed to basically 15. And we'll say you got in a little bit more before that. So you just have to get to the bottom of that map. Not too bad. You might make it. So that brings us around to the top of the order. And Lucy, none of you are on the ground anymore, so none of you have to make checks to avoid getting tangled. Now you can all hear the rattling of the bones. As you see, like just looking around, you can see various places where it looks like they have pulled travelers down, wrapped them up into in their vines, and slowly digested them over the course of many years. It's like going through a verdant sarlacc pit is basically what's going on right now.
Amazing. You mean the plant is full of bones?
It is, in fact, Lucy's action. What would you like to do?
So all the wagons are free and we're running away.
Yes, but you're moving at half speed because the rear wheel got busted off of the front wagon, like the rear passenger wheel.
Is there a way that I can fix that or make it less bad?
Not without stopping to do it.
Okay. In that case, I suppose what I'll do is from the top of the rear wagon, just fire a couple of shots into the ground. Essentially like warning shots, like don't come any closer or you're gonna get it.
Sure. Go ahead and give me that. Give me your pistol attack, but
Okay.
you may make it with a boon.
Okay, pardon me. I clicked over to the tab and I accidentally closed it out.
No, you're fine.
Oh, that's a 21 and a 16, so 21.
21 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
3.
Okay. You fire off a couple of rounds into the ground, and it backs off a couple of the vines that seem to have been reaching up, like they're going to grab that front cart. So you have effectively driven it back a bit
Okay.
as the shots ring out. That brings us around to Rouge. Now you're riding on that front cart. There's no way that you can like repair the wheel while it's moving, but is there anything else you'd like to do or try?
I can just keep an eye on it and stab at it if it starts to grab. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make that cutlass attack again.
Oh, so it's a botch.
Oh, you have a boon though, because it's a giant thing that can't really duck.
Oh. 17.
That absolutely will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
11.
All right. So you're slicing at it. You're taking out big chunks of it. You're even sort of digging into the ground a bit as you do. And as you swipe down like the third time, basically just kind of wildly swiping away these growths. You know, you dig down in, kicks up some dirt, and knocks some more bones up out of the ground. It looks like this place has probably claimed a couple of dozen people at least. And that brings us 2 bones, speaking of which.
I'm gonna try to jump down and get some bones.
All right. You
Unless we have like a pool cleaning pole or something, like a long net that I can use.
I feel
To
like
get-
we all have like ancestral memories of being suspicious of nets on sticks.
Yeah, that could be that's fair. Yeah, so you're going to hop down and try to run across the ground to grab some bones.
Yes. A rib cage would be very nice for my collection.
Give me an agility test at difficulty 14, please.
I'm gonna have to save you.
19!
Alright.
20, 21, 22 total. Yes.
So Bones like drops off. You just see Bones like drop off the roof that she was riding on, and then you see some movement like under the shrubbery, almost as if like she's like swimming through the plants. And then you just see a rib cage shoot out from underneath a collection of leaves, and then see her pop back onto the roof.
Yay! I'm so happy. I'm like hugging my rib cage.
All right, you make it your next 15 feet, and the gripgrass makes its 3 attacks at your vehicles. The first misses horribly when it swings at Lucy's vehicle. Your defense is not a 17 or higher, is it, Bones?
It's 12.
All right. Bones' vehicle is hit, taking 17 damage. A wheel is knocked off. Fortunately, it's not going to slow you down any because you're already moving at the slowest pace of the slowest vehicle. And then the last one is going to take a swipe at Rouge's vehicle, missing terribly. Lucy.
Yes.
You can see that these things are trying to beat down the vehicles, and they're doing so remarkably effectively. What would you like to do?
Um. All right. So in my rucksack, I have a bullseye lantern.
Yes.
So like my current thought is try and use some sort of fire
Okay.
to sort of keep them away. Like I don't want to start a forest fire though.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So actually part of the wagon has been smashed.
Yes. Part of 2
So
wagons now.
yeah, so I will grab, I assume there's like loose wood that I can just grab or
Yeah.
like snap off. Yeah, okay. I'll try and use my lantern to light that on fire
Okay.
and then like wave it in a threatening manner.
All right. Go ahead and let's do a presence check, and let's do it with a boon.
Okay. That is a 16 and a 5. So 16.
Okay. As you're waving it around, sure enough, the plants sort of back away, at least from where you are. You have enough time to basically shout that the fire works, but not do much else.
Okay. I'm content with that being my turn.
All right. Rouge, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna keep continuing to poke at it.
All right. Keep swinging. Go ahead and give me that.
I got a nat 20.
Ooh, nice. All right. So that is what we refer to as a triumph. Okay, so the attack hits regardless of the target's defense. You double the number of the attack's damage dice, roll them all, and add them together before adding any relevant damage modifiers as normal. So you roll twice as many dice for damage.
12 plus 1 is 13.
Awesome. So yeah, you dig down in it and just slice off the area that is grabbing at you. It won't be able to grab at your vehicle specifically next turn either. Bones.
Eldritch Blast!
Go ahead and make your attack roll, please.
I want to see if more bones pop up.
Go ahead and make your spell attack roll.
Oh, I botched it. Oh, I didn't botch it. It was a 3. So I rolled a 3, so that's 5, 6, 7, 9.
It kicks up some dirt, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. So the gripgrass basically can't swing at the front vehicle, but it's still going to go ahead and swing at Lucy and at Bones. So, or at your vehicles anyway. Botch is swinging at Lucy's vehicle. So it kind of like, in an effort to marshal its forces, you see a bunch of the ground right around where you're at start to like bubble and buckle. However, this accidentally throws you 15 feet closer to your target.
Mm.
The second attack is going to come in at Bones. And they miss horribly. They don't throw you any further, but they do miss horribly.
Na, 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 na.
And then you get to move your actual to the very edge. So you're at the very edge of this as your turn starts, Lucy. You just got to get another 10, 15 feet. You'll be out of the area. You'll be back in just the trees.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
The fire seems to be like it's doing pretty effective, so I'm going to continue like back.
Excellent. I won't even make you roll for it. You are able to drive it away from your position. Is Rouge doing the same thing with the cutlass? Okay. And then Bones.
Eldritch Blast.
Give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
Now I understand why everybody that has ever had Eldritch Blast does Eldritch Blast all the time.
It's fun and it works.
I rolled a 2. I'm sure I won't hit anything.
No, you fire wide, but that's okay. The tendrils flap, and frustratingly, you can see some more bones get kind of thrown up in the air
Bones!
as you make your way clear of the actual gripgrass.
No!
Once you're far enough away that it can no longer reach you, the caravan drivers park and start working on repairs for their vehicles. What would you all like to do?
Get out of here.
All right, are you going to try to help them with the repair, or are you just going to stand there vigilant, make sure nothing else attacks while they're repairing?
I feel with my specific skill set, I am better standing watch.
Okay.
Try.
Does prestidigitation help?
Does prestidigitation help? Not really. All the damage is much more significant than that. And did you say something?
I said I'll try. There's a gnat and it's making me crazy, so I'm trying to kill it too.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
He thinks I'm applauding it though, but it just keeps snapping.
Well, in that case, do you have like any tools in your rucksack to leverage, or any skills that you think might come into play, or do you just want to make like a might check to try to? I think you knocked your net into Milena and Melena was them fighting.
There's,
Okay.
there's
That's
that.
great. I didn't know it worked like that. No, I don't have any skills or anything. I'll just what I was.
All right, yeah. Let's go with like a might to like help hold it up.
Oh yeah, that's my strong suit. It's a test.
Yeah, it's a test.
Okay, then it's 15.
All right, yeah, that's not bad. You're helping them zip through the repairs pretty quickly. Speaking of tests, I do need Lucy to go ahead and make a cunning test, please.
Cunning test. 7.
All right. You will need to expend the container of ammunition from your rucksack to have more ammo for your next confrontation.
I will do so. And hope I can buy more soon.
As you finish the repairs, Caravan wants to get away from here, but they don't want to push too hard or too fast. They know the horses have just been through an ordeal, and they're really just kind of patching it up. They're probably going to do like a more long-term repair once you settle down for camp for the night. So, why don't I would assume, is it safe to assume that Lucy is kind of like working point for your group, like being on top of the wagon, looking out for trouble, kind of being the eyes and ears, the scout almost for the group?
Yeah, I think that's fair. That seems like a very torpedo thing to do.
Sure. And do you have, let's see. Do you have the know nature or survive skill?
I do not. All I have is notice.
All right, just go ahead and make a cunning check then. Just regular cunning check without your proficiency bonus.
3.
Awesome. You find a space that you think is probably okay to camp at, and point it out. Do Bones or Rouge want to double check that before you all stop, or do you want to just take Lucy at her word and say, "Yeah, this is fine"?
I'll double check it. Not that I don't trust Lucy, I just want to double check.
Sure. What about for Rouge? What'd you say?
I have no idea.
Right on.
I realistically don't know why I would double check.
That's fair. That's fair. So go ahead and give me the roll for Bones, please.
So it's a 20 plus.
Your cunning. If you have survive, it's cunning and experience.
7.
Looks fine to you.
I feel like it's the same when I was like, definitely dirty, you know?
Yes. You park and you start to do the long-term repairs, deal with the actual business of getting your rest in. Are you going to set up like a watch schedule? Like what's your plan for dealing with the overnight of being out in the woods?
I'll take first watch.
All right. You should be able to, because of the way that the amount of like time you need to actually spend sleeping, you should be able to do it in 3 shifts. So, would Rouge want second or third watch, or does it matter? You don't think Rouge cares? All right. Which watch would Bones want then?
I want to sleep now, so I'll take third watch.
All right. Excellent. So, Lucy, go ahead and roll me a d4 real quick.
1.
Excellent. As you are, just as everybody's kind of getting settled in, and you start to hear like the snoring. Probably Buddy is probably snoring. You hear some rustling in the nearby bushes. Why don't you go ahead and give me a notice check, please?
Okay, I will have my bullseye lantern with me and like just have it as I wander over to see what's what.
All right. I'll give you a boon on the check since you have that.
Okay. $18 and a 10, so 18.
With the 18, you absolutely notice in these bushes just outside of camp, you see 4 zombies sort of come like shambling toward the camp.
I'm gonna yell zombies!
That is sufficient to wake everyone up. The merchant starts screaming, "Next time we're going around!" And let's go ahead and clear out our last and add new turns for all of our good friends here. Oh lordy, here we go. Sorry. And the zombies will all just go on the same turn. So if we could, one more time, let's have everybody go ahead and roll their initiative, please.
It's
That's
agility,
agility?
right?
Agility, yes, correct.
Ten. 11 actually
11.
plus initiative.
I also got 11.
So Bones and Lucy are on 11s. What did we get for Rouge?
14.
Rouge on a 14. And our zombies are going on an 18. These are some spry little undead suckers.
How big are these squares?
5 feet.
Nice.
So the zombies are going to rush forward at their whopping walking pace of 20 feet. So you go 5, 10, 15, 20. And then they're going to basically dash. So they will go. Let me double check that that's how this works in this before I start assuming things. Let's see. You can use your action as a second move action. Yep. So they will do that again. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. And 5, 10, 15, 20. So they basically rush you as fast as the zombies can, giving you ample time to get up, load weapons, aim, and stay shamble toward you at a slightly heightened pace. That brings us to Rouge. What would you like to do?
I'm going to. Can I see the one that's down there by itself?
You can, absolutely.
Which one's me? This one? Is that one? It's me?
I believe that is you, yes.
Okay. I'm boop, 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 boop. And then cutlass him.
Excellent. Go ahead and make your attack roll, please.
Sorry, I had tried to do something else for a second. It backfired. I should not have done
It's okay.
it. 9.
All right. You swing, and it just barely missed. You like get a piece of its ear, but it did duck under it. Just barely. But that was including your agility and your experience bonus to hit, right?
Second one sheet, it says +2.
Yep. And what's your agility?
3.
So what'd you get on the die? You got a
7.
right. So 8, 9 for the
I didn't
experience.
know I was supposed to add more. I just have a +2 on roll.
Oh yeah. It's your agility and your experience bonus. The cutlass.
Oh, I don't know why I don't have that then, so it's 5.
Yep.
Okay. And
So-
it's 12.
In that case, you absolutely do hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
That is going to be 8 total.
Excellent. You slice like a big chunk of its head off, and it just sort of continues shambling towards you with just its lower jaw going. But it has been severely injured. That then will bring us down to Lucy. What would you like to do?
I am going to save my ammo. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and whack the one right in front of me with the whip, actually.
With a whip.
Yes, because
Ooh,
I was about to
indeed.
say crowbar, but my might is -1 and my agility is 2. So
I see. All right.
yes.
Go ahead and make that whip attack, please. And are you proficient with the whip?
I believe so, yes.
Rock and roll.
19.
Oh yeah, that hits. Go ahead and drop that damage real quick.
Don't check the damage. Seven.
Excellent. You slash it with the whip, and it rips open not only the tattered clothing on the chest, but actually the flesh of the mid mass as guts and blood start to sort of bubble forth, landing on the ground in front of you. That brings us around to Bones. What would you like to do?
Eldritch Blast!
Excellent. Go ahead and make your attack roll, please.
I feel like Elmo, in the fire.
Nice.
So it's my 20 plus my agility or intellect plus plus what? Experience bonus?
Yep, intellect experience bonus and then D20.
Okay. 11.
11 hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was so disappointed. Okay. What is the damage for inflict wounds?
No, it was Eldritch Blast, I thought.
Or Eldritch Blast, yeah.
That is a good question. Let me double check.
I should have probably written it down.
I'm just checking to see if that's in. Yeah, I believe it's in the Mal book. So that's 1d10 arcane damage.
1d10. 2.
Excellent. You shoot it and singe one of its eyes out.
Woo!
And it. Are you shooting one that hasn't been attacked yet, or are you shooting one that has been attacked yet?
One that has been attacked. I feel like if we take them down one by one, it will be faster than if we each take one out.
All right. Are you shooting the one that Rouge is fighting, or the one that Lucy's fighting?
The one that Lucy's fighting.
All right. Excellent. So that brings us back around to our zombies. There's one that is squared off with Rouge. Going to take a swing. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Excellent. You get tagged in the face by this zombie. And it deals you 5 blunt. As it cracks you in the jaw. These two are each going to attack Lucy. And this third one is going to move forward. 15, 20, and then 5, 10, 15. So it's basically squared up. It's used all its actions, but it is now squared up with bones. So the two that are on Lucy, first one swings 22. I assume that hits.
Oh yeah.
And the second one got a 9, which I assume does not, correct?
No.
All right, so let's do. You take 6 bludgeoning, or blunt, I should say. As it is
Not that bad.
the one that hits you, smacks you in the arm, bruising you up pretty severely. But not the apocalypse. That completes our zombie turns. Next, that brings us to Rouge. What do you got?
I'm gonna stab it.
Excellent. You go for a stabbity attack.
19.
It's the ancient technique of being stabbity. You may roll damage.
That's a 10.
Excellent. So as you lunge forward, you basically go up into the middle of the ribs and then just pull your cutlass upward to get it free from the rib cage, splitting the zombie in half. It falls to the ground, destroyed.
Can I proceed to move still?
Yeah, you absolutely still have your full movement.
And I'm going to come to here.
Right?
I ain't trying to get stabbed next round immediately.
That's fair. Yeah. Put yourself in a place that's advantageous but not a target. Good call. That brings us around to Lucy. What you got?
The whip worked out pretty well last time, so let's do that again.
All right, you targeting the same one?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me your attack roll, please.
17.
Beautiful. That will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll the damage on the whip.
6.
Wonderful. So you crack the whip, and it basically wraps around the zombie's neck, and then you just pull it away, and it sort of spins through the flesh, taking the head off, like a Castlevania cartoon, kind of.
That's so cool.
You pull a Trevor Belmont on this poor zombie, and it is an ex-zombie now. It has joined the Choir Invisible. It is deed. That brings us around to Bones. What you got? Now this one is just shambled up right in your face.
It's shambled up in my face.
Yeah.
Inflict wounds.
Excellent. And with inflict wounds, just let me check here real quick. So you do make a spell attack roll against them.
Okay. So I rolled a d20 plus 4, right, for intellect,
Yep.
experience bonus, right?
Yes. Yeah. If your intellect is 2, your experience bonus is 2.
No, that's my intellect is 4 and my
Oh,
experience bonus is 2.
so yeah, you're
So
plus
that's
6. Yep.
11, 12, 13, 14 total.
All right, that hits. Go ahead and roll. This is 2d10 deathly damage, unless you want to spend an additional spell point to make it 3d10.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so spend one more spell point. Go ahead and roll your 3d10. This is going to be the most unfortunate overkill a zombie has ever had.
That's 24 total damage.
Yeah, as you reach up and touch the zombie, it turns to dust in your hands.
No, that means there are no bones to collect.
You overkilled it too much to leave any bone behind.
Hmm. My ears are like flat.
Excellent. So that's one more down. So now we are at.
So you're saying inflict wounds is where it's at, and I should not bother with that?
I mean, inflict wounds only works though if you're like up. You have to touch them.
Yeah,
So you
I
have to
have
do-
to get into their personal space and be like,
Right. Exactly.
love it. Okay, love it.
So that then is the third destroyed zombie, and brings us back to the zombie's actions. The zombie that is left up is absolutely going to swing on Lucy. Let's just see how that goes real quick for them. Ooh,
Ouch.
that hits. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh, that was supposed to be +5, so that's 10. Are you still up if you take an additional 10 stamina points?
I have 4 hit points left.
Excellent. So it like backhands you and knocks spit and blood out of your mouth, but you are still up, and that brings the initiative around to Rouge. What do you got? You've crept up around the other tent. You saw this.
Can I sneak?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'll sneak up behind him and cutlass him.
All right. Go ahead and just make a sneak check. It's going to be you basically, if you can hit a sneak at 10 or better.
Is it agility and XP bonus?
Yep. If you hit that at 10 or better, you'll have you'll have advantage boon on it.
Yeah, that was 24.
Yeah, you absolutely sneak right up behind it and just dunk.
I love that.
So you have a boon on your attack.
14.
Excellent. So this go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh, that's not 2.
Okay. So this zombie that just like backhanded you, Lucy, as it opens its mouth to like moan at you, you see like a cutlass blade come out through its mouth, and then you see Rouge basically materialize on the other side of this zombie. Now it is still up and has a cutlass in its face, and it is your action, Lucy. What would you like to do?
This whip. It's turned out pretty good.
All right, excellent.
Oh, that's a 1.
Not great. You want to use a fortune to re-roll that?
You should do that.
I
Use fortune.
would. Yes, please.
Yes.
Awesome. Go ahead and re-roll.
18.
That is much better. You wrap the whip around its waist, not wanting to risk hitting your companion. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Ooh, that one is gonna get in there somehow.
Exactly. So you rip away some of the flesh at its midsection, but it is still up and moving. And then that will bring us down to Bones. Bones, what do you got?
Can I run up to the one that's in front of Lucy and inflict wounds?
Yeah, you've got what's your movement speed?
Um, regular. I don't know if I wrote that down
Oh,
anywhere.
so it should be 35, 40, I believe, if you're a cat. So
Yeah, 30, 35. Yeah.
30, 35. Okay. So yeah,
Mhm.
you absolutely can rush up and go ahead and make that attack roll, please.
I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna jump on the back of the zombie.
Awesome.
Let's see. D10, D10. Oh wait, first the attack roll.
Yep, first the attack roll, d20 plus 5. Sorry, in your
That's
case,
an
plus
8.
6. Is that with the plus 6?
Oh, plus 6 is 9.
Oh, okay, excellent. Yeah, you leap at it and miss.
Oh
Like you jump past it
no.
and then land and turn around and act like you pretend like you meant to do that.
Yeah, like I'm distracted.
uh,
No.
Fortunately, this draws
It's attention.
its attention
Perfect.
because it's not smart, and it's going to take a swipe at you.
All right. And it's gonna miss.
Does a 15 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Deals 8 damage as it spins around and like it doesn't even so much punch as it
Okay.
like its arms almost flail like a rag doll and smack into you with the
Okay.
force.
A
Thank you so
natural
much for the hydrate. Appreciate it. What's that?
a natural rebuke.
You can absolutely unnatural rebuke. I love it. So in order to do that, you need to spend a spell point. How many spell points you got left then?
1, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so this would be your
'Cause
last.
I used 2, right,
Yep.
for my previous
Yep.
inflict wounds.
Yep.
And then I used 1 more for this one that I botched. All right, does it only hit? Does it only, you only use it if it hits, or I used it?
You use it regardless when you cast it.
Okay, so then I have 1 more.
Yep, so that's enough to activate this. So they can make an agility test for half, but you go ahead and roll your 2d8 fire damage that you're dealing to them.
4 total damage.
All right, and they're at a -1 to try to miss it. So let's just do a straight. Oh wow, what's your test difficulty?
My test difficulty for what?
For when you for your spell casting?
I don't
So-
know.
It should be 8 plus your spellcasting modifier, which is so 8 plus 6 basically.
Okay.
So 8 plus 6 is 14. They actually saved against it, so they'll take half damage. So they take
Oh.
2 fire damage. This
That's
is
not nice.
this is the roughest zombie that ever zombied. They are apparently quite the badass, and have gained themselves another round of survival, perhaps. But that does roll us over to Rouge, who does have a cutlass in the back of this thing's neck. Well, it's now spun free of the cutlass, but you've got it pointed at its throat, basically.
All right, I'm gonna stab it again.
All right,
That's 22.
that will absolutely hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
Oh, it's cocked. I can't read it. 6.
All right, so you lean forward and stab it in the throat, and as you do, you like rip your cutlass out to the side, and its head sort of falls backward. So its head is still attached barely by like flesh rather and muscle rather than bone. So its head is hanging off, looking over its back at Lucy while its body is facing Rouge.
Amazing.
But miraculously, it still lives. Lucy, what would you like to do?
Oh, this will not do. The magic whip.
All right, you draw back and take a strike.
Another one.
Oh, would you like to spend a point of fortune?
I'm just gonna let that one roll. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep haunting me.
Are you sure about that? We're almost at the end. And you do have 2 fortune left in the bowl, just saying.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
Yee.
give it a shot. That is
19.
much better and far less likely to smack one of your allies in the face with a whip, which wouldn't be great at this juncture. Go ahead and roll your damage for the whip.
3.
Excellent. As you crack the whip a last time, you sever that last piece of sinew that was holding the zombie's head in place, and it drops dead to the ground.
And I catch the head and I play with it like it's a ball of yarn.
Excellent.
I immediately start grooming myself. It's so gross. I don't want it on my fur.
With the zombie threat defeated, you manage to rest, relax, and have a quiet remainder of your evening. Since we are going to do the napping, I'll go ahead and have you all make the appropriate tests because you are napping outside. So bear with me for just a moment. There we go. So I would like you to make a vitality test at difficulty 10, each of you.
What do you want?
Vitality test at difficulty 10.
Good of 17.
All right.
I botched.
All right.
I almost botched. I rolled a 2.
All right. So there's only 1 fortune left in the bowl.
You can have it, Milena. I used up so many.
Okay, I'll take the fortune and
All right.
re-roll.
Go ahead and reroll yours. You also can, if you have rations in your rucksack, you can spend those to reroll.
11.
Oh, yes. I am going to use my ration.
All right. 11 is success.
Success!
7.
All right. So even with that, you just don't do well. Lucy, you just have a rough night. Maybe it's the harrowing experience of having zombie gore all over you, but you don't sleep great.
I feel like Lucy stays up just like, have to get it off, have to get it off.
You gain the exhausted condition. How you gain up to half your maximum stamina points rounded down.
Okay.
So what's your maximum?
20.
Okay, so you heal up to 10.
Okay.
And you do regain spent stamina dice and spell points. Everybody else, you gain all of your stamina points, all your spell points, and all your stamina dice.
Okay.
Now, just to give you while you remain exhausted, you will move at half your normal speed, and all of your checks are made with hindrance.
Oh, that sucks.
So I'm just gonna make a note. That's where you are. And that, my friends, as you are probably about a day or so outside of Mutt Town, that's where we'll wrap things up because I don't want to get to Mutt Town without having Buddy here. So, any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's soiree into the fearful forest.
That was so much
Ow.
fun.
Yeah, the that creature that you fought, the gripgrass, is one of the creatures that will be featured in the upcoming threats and curs for Realms of Pugmire. It was one of the monsters I got to create. I had a really fun time designing that monster. So it was nice to see you all struggle with it. It was a lot of fun. It warmed my heart up. Um,
It's good to know that our struggle makes you happy, Travis.
absolutely does. So having said all that, that is where we will park for the night. Uh, let's go ahead and do our outros. We'll start it off with Milena. If you could tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you'd like to promote.
Cool. My name is Milena. I am a she, they personal trainer slash illustrator in Chicago. I don't really have anything to promote unless you want to check out my fitness Instagram, which is Milena Moves Mindfully. I want to start posting more there now that I'm doing more pole and aerial stuff. So maybe there will be more content there. So maybe check it out. But that's all I got.
Excellent. And I'll throw that handle in the chat. And while I'm
Thank you.
doing that, no problem. While I'm doing that, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm she, her. I'm Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere, including tomorrow, where I will be playing in a Cyberpunk Red game over at twitch.tv/Stolen Fires. We also have a Bite Marks campaign going on right now, and we will have soon Changeling the Lost. And I am working on a Call of Cthulhu game as well.
Lots of stuff going on over at Stolen Fires. Definitely head over and check that out. I've thrown the link in the chat. And last but not least, that brings us over to Sarah. Your pertinence, please.
I am Sarah Schreiber, she, her, play Bruges, also she, her. I'm everywhere as Wordsmith Sarah. I play games on Twitch. I post videos about writing and accidentally other stuff on YouTube. And yeah, I'm just Wordsmith Sarah everywhere, basically.
Excellent. And I will definitely throw the link to your channel in here as well. And that brings us to me. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them. I just want to make sure that you're all aware that you can still pre-order The Curious Cats of Mao over on BackerKit. I'm going to throw that link in the chat. Realms of Pugmire, I'm not sure if the pre-orders are even still open because it's really close to coming out. But let me double check real quick here. Looks like you can still grab the pre-order, and you can actually still grab the pre-order for the deluxe as well. So those are both options. Recommend highly picking up the deluxe books. The deluxe books that Onyx Path does are always awesome. So if you like what you're seeing here, definitely go pick up Realms of Pugmire. It's a fun, awesome game. I love it. And I would love to see more of you playing it. So there's the link to pre-order Realms of Pugmire. With that, I'm going to head out of here. I will be back here Friday morning, I think. Yes, Friday morning for the season premiere, season 2 of Warriors of Legend that came from the Cyclops' Cave, which if you've been on the channel at all before, you'll know is my absolute favorite role-playing game. So I'm very much looking forward to more cartoonish adventures with our Warriors of Legend. I believe we have a new show premiering tomorrow as well. So definitely check the pre-roll for details on that. If you've not yet done so, make sure you're getting all your shots and washing your hands and seeing the doctors and taking care of yourselves. And we will see you again real soon. Bye, everybody.